Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes Blastoff. That's 5 in a row, people. 5 in a row of Transformers. That's been a long time since that's happened, I think. But this is Blastoff, and he is the most recent Combaticon, following, well, technically him and Brawl came out at the same wave, following in the steps of these guys. Vortex came out first. I just got him today, ironically. But, yeah, I mean, nice set so far. Kind of can't wait to get the other two so we can have Bruticus and everything. But the other two are good. I already reviewed Brawl, so that's nice. But Blastoff here is probably my least favorite of the bunch. Now, not from a design standpoint and things like that. My issue with Blastoff is a completely different beef, which we'll talk about in the alt form. But the robot mode is pretty solid. He is this brown and purple color scheme, which is unique, very unique, and I do like it. It's not a bad looking design. Turning him around, he's not really super kibbly other than this extra fin, really. I guess the back of the, or the front of the spaceship, I should say, the shuttle form right there. Do like how they handle the backpack. It makes it look very clean. I also love the giant Decepticon badge on the back. It's very nice. His head is very generic. He just has these silver bug eyes going on. Nothing crazy. He has a lot of different colors going, though, which is kind of the weird thing. Like, we have this pure brown, then we have this more, like, wood brown, and then you have, like, a pink, and then you have a purple, and it's just, like, he has colors going all over the place here. Like, it's just different shades of purple and brown, but at least it's a lot of different colors going on here. It's a little more interesting. There's even some dark blue in there in places, which is interesting as well. It might be gray, but it might be coming dark blue on the chest here because of the purple. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, the figure does look pretty solid. I mean, I don't really have any major issues with it. The arm detailing, if we take the guns off here, is pretty I'm not a big fan of the hands. I call it reverse nose cone syndrome hands, where it's clearly, because in the alt form, it's the nose cone. I'm just going to show that now. So typically when they do that, it's rounded, which leads to this weird little protrusion at the front, and it ends up looking like the old style, like classics, early generations cube hands, which is a little meh. His legs are interesting, you know, they got thruster feet going. That's about it. Pretty blocky otherwise, but I like the little thruster feet. And I mean, if you wanted, you could fold the wings forward, give them some more interesting lookingness instead of just some basic square rectangular legs. But not the worst. Still quite like it. Head sculpt, like I mentioned, very generic. Not really much personality to it. It's a mouth plate and some silver bug eyes. I mean, what are you going to do about it? It's not great. His articulation, however, is solid enough. It's just a ball-jointed head, which doesn't move because it's square. Forward, back, outward, swivel there. Elbow joint, swivel at the wrist, swivel at the waist, forward, back, outward, rotation, and a knee joint, and that's it. Oh, and ankle tilt, can't forget about that. Didn't show his guns. They're both the exact same, and they're just this little brown pea shooter. That's it. Although, he can't hold them well. Like, at all. They're really loose. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just this particular one, but, like, it's really loose. And it's actually better off if I put them on his arms, because he can't hold them well. They genuinely fall out of his hands all the time, so better off putting them there. It might be just a hand issue and not a gun issue. I guess there is really a way to solve if it is the gun or the hand, which is to just grab one of the other two idiots here and see if they can hold it. Yeah, it feels fine in Brawl's hand, so I think it's the hands of Blastoff causing the issue. But that does it for the robot mode, so let's just get to his transformation, which is pretty basic and easy. Now, one thing that's very important, rotate the head around. If you do not do this step, it's going to be harder to get his head out. That is not a joke. It's actually very important, because I had multiple times, I'm like, man, I can't get his head out. It's an issue. And then I decided, I'm going to rotate it, see what happens. Rotating it worked. Anyway, you're going to come up to the arms like this, and you're just going to fold them around to the front. A very basic transformation step here. Just do that, fold them forward, peg them together. Once that's done, come up front here, fold that down to get the front of the shuttle going. Close that down, come to the front of the shins, open it up, collapse the shuttle like so, fold out the wings, fold up the little tail fin, and then he can take his guns, and the only place they can really go is on the wings without causing issues. And that's your shuttle form, which, let's talk about the elephant in the room with this. Other than the fact, it is a nice shuttle. We'll talk about that, I guess, first. Nice shuttle. Like the purple, like the brown. Looks good. It does have a landing gear as well, which is nice, and it can sit on the ground. There you go. But my issue with the shuttle form, and I think I mentioned this long ago in my Combiner Wars Bruticus review, why is he a spaceship? The Combaticons are meant to be military vehicles. Blastoff is a spaceship, and I think I mentioned in the Bruticus from Combiner Wars review, I liked that Blastoff. Why did I like that Blastoff? Because he was a plane, which ultimately makes more sense. His teammates over here, who aren't transformed, obviously, Brawl and Vortex, are a attack helicopter and a tank, military vehicles. Onslaught's a gun truck, and Swindle is more of a militaristic jeep. So why in the ever-living hell is he a shuttle? It's a G1 decision, of course. It's accurate that he's a shuttle. But I didn't mind when Combiner Wars, as much as it was a lazy repaint and everything, took the liberty to make him a plane because it made sense. It makes sense. It really does. Not that the shuttle mode's bad. It's a good-looking shuttle. I don't hate the shuttle. I don't hate that it's a shuttle mode. I just hate the idea that he is a shuttle in a group of guys who are all combat military vehicles pretty well. He makes no sense being a shuttle. I know that might be up there at my inanimate object alt forms thing, but I'm just not big on the fact that he is a space shuttle, and that's it. That is really it. Keep in mind, I don't hate this alt mode. I just hate the concept of it. I just hate that he's in the group that he's in. There's really no other group that he fits in either. Genuine. Why did they make him a spaceship? It's just baffling. Anyway, still a nice alt mode. Still does everything great. It's just my own little nitpicky complaint. And that basically sums him up. So let's just get to my final thoughts on him. I think he's good. Now, I'm not going to do his combined arm form as well, because it's literally just this, but split in two. But my final thoughts are pretty basic on him. I mean, he's solid. He doesn't do anything really wrong, other than, my whole nitpick. But the figure itself is actually great. Like, it's a pretty good figure. I like it way more than Vortex. I barely messed around with Vortex. I only got him in recently. So, I didn't really have a lot of time, but I really hate Vortex's arms. That was my first thing. I was like, I don't like his arms. But this guy being such a basic robot, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's very, very basic. It's not something that's like, whoa. But again, he's in the camp of the new combiners, which I do like the whole thing that, yes, you could go into a store, individually pick up any of the Combaticons without buying the other ones. Be like, I like this guy on his own. The only thing with Brawl is he has extra parts in there than that hinge. But these two, if you go into a store and buy these two, you're just like, oh, they're robots. Doesn't matter. You can't tell that there is indeed an extra component in there that splits it. I don't know if I could hit it with this screwdriver. No, I need something thinner. I don't have anything thin. But it's nice. Again, I love that idea with this new play patent, I guess, of them, where they're good on their own, good combined. It's the only benefit of the skeleton system. It really is. But he's good on his own. He's genuinely, he's a solid 4 to 5. I do enjoy him. Like, there's nothing offensive about him. The only thing I hate is his hands. Other than that, I mean, he's a completely regular guy. Very box standard, which is completely normal. It's completely fine. It doesn't rock your socks, but he doesn't do anything wrong. I mean, it's a 3 or a 4. I'll give him, like, the old 3.5. We'll give him the old 3.5 because I do like the colors. He's unique, at least for that reason. How many Transformers have the brown and purple color scheme? It's very unique. But Blastoff is fun. I like him. He's not my favorite. I think Brawl's my favorite, which is ironic because I said he's kind of mid, but I think he's my favorite out of the 3 so far. It's Brawl, him. Anyway, that's really it for this review. This has been my review of Transformers Age of the Primes. Blastoff. This has been Elthauth Elite signing out.